Hey Taurus, how are we doing? Welcome to your July 2019 General Psychic Horoscope reading. Taurus, this is quite the powerhouse month here. We're in eclipse season, going through Cancer and Capricorn eclipses, and in this reading I'm going to go ahead and specifically speak to those. I've already drawn an oracle card for those and gotten the psychic feels in meditation and felt those out. So we're going to talk about that and how those eclipses are affecting us as a society, as a people, and then we'll get into your personal psychic message and what is showing up here in Cancer season. So, season of the moon, children, woo! You know, don't be surprised if people are a little bit more moody, and even just not just moody, but even more vulnerable in this season. It's that time, so it's a good thing. Taurus, before we get into all the good stuff here, a couple of quick announcements, really cool stuff. If you haven't yet, first, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel here. Stay up to date, support me out if you will, and support me out. That sounds kind of weird. Yeah, you know what I'm saying though. I feel a little tongue-tied this morning for some reason. It's morning where I'm at. And so yeah, bear with me and my little tongue-tiedness. But I've added a really cool new reading option in my Etsy shop, so check it out. It is the Psychic Message in a Bottle. Boom, and you flip the switch on the cork and you get lights, a little bit of decoration here with it. So on extra thick painter's paper, you get a handwritten psychic message as you see in the bottle here. And then hanging on the neck, you get your zodiac signs charm. And then a clear quartz crystal pendant as well. And so you can turn that into a necklace, Taurus. And it's like an all-in-one kind of meshed up thing here. So let me know what you think in the comments. Last thing too, I'm doing another free giveaway. So the best way to stay in the loop with that, Taurus, and to enter to win is follow me on Instagram and Facebook and the updates there. Of course, those are below in the descriptions box, links and all as well. So without further ado, Taurus, let's talk. Let's start with the 2nd of July. We have that new moon and solar eclipse in Cancer. So, specific things that came through with this. I drew the owl. And one of the most psychic animals and creatures out there, one would argue. Very fitting for Cancer season and this new moon. It's really asking us specifically though to look at where we need to detach. What things have been blocking, inhibiting us from having that in-depth connection with each other, from having those emotional needs met and emotional connections that nurture us, that nurture our soul. Where we've been blocking ourselves there. And specifically, social media came up with this. How a lot of us have become too attached to communicating through a screen or through text, and that's not serving our emotional needs. So we're being asked to detach with the owl from that way of doing and connect more in person. Be a little bit more raw, open with each other. Make sure we're feeding our emotional needs, helping each other out simply by just meeting each other in person more, connecting with each other in groups more. live in person. And, you know, with this is also bringing up how we can be more emotionally sensitive, Taurus, towards different cultures, our differences as a people. And I wrote down a specific thing here too, saying this energy is wanting to give us the wisdom of turning a disadvantage into an advantage. You know, so an elaboration of this is complaining less about all the negatives and what you don't like, and focusing more on this at this time on a solution. And that's how you get to the advantage of a situation. That's how we as a society advance and move forward, is when we focus on the solution. So that's really big. And also, last thing that really showed up strong with the owl here too is we're going to see a lot more people turning to the occult, esoteric sciences, you know, astrology, tarot, paganistic beliefs, and turning back to nature, the cycles of nature, moving away from old traditional spiritualities, religions, which we've already seen a lot of that, Taurus, but we're going to see more of it at this time. Sorry, my cat and animals are being a little crazy. So just watch out for that. On the 16th, we'll have the full moon and lunar eclipse in Capricorn. So with this, Cow showed up. And with Cow, it's really speaking to how we are nurturing and taking care of Mother Earth. The cow represents the goddess of the earth here. How we're treating our livestock, feeding our livestock, taking care of our crops, treating our crops at this time, these subjects are gonna be showing up big time. How are we working together as well? How are we working together to find healthier, better solutions, you know, less pollution, less pesticides and chemicals on our crops, better food for our animals, and making sure that we're taking care of them in their lifetime. And when it's time for our livestock to feed us and we consume it, we take on that livestock's energy. You know, everything is energy. And if it was treated well, fed well in its lifetime, then we're going to feel better when we consume it. You know, and then you can look at that on the flip side too, Taurus. So, you know, and we've already seen some of this with some investigations coming to light in the media, like with that, I believe it was, I forget the milk company's name, but it was a milk company, and the animal abuse and mistreatment of the livestock there, and, you know, really, really ugly stuff. So, you know, especially with this full moon energy, it's about shining on a light too on how we can better these areas of our culture, of our society, and reaching a conclusion. So that's beautiful. And, you know, I feel like we're going to see a lot of us are really being encouraged and are moving towards being a little bit more proactive about making changes. You know, this energy is asking us to examine how we are personally giving and contributing when we see these things happen, you know, these negative things happen. Are we spreading awareness? Are we being a little bit more active to prevent more pollution, like using less plastic, you know, things like that? Because it takes a whole village to create this kind of societal change. And so we're definitely all being asked to see how we're giving with this energy. So as you see, Taurus, a lot of powerful stuff coming up with these eclipses and within our society as a whole. So it'll be interesting to see what, shows up in the media and everything with this. But let's get into your personal reading. I'll just shift my notes around here. Feel free, Taurus, to take a couple of deep breaths with me here. Get yourself centered, your mind relaxed and open. I'm using the Druid Craft Tarot deck today. Beautiful new deck. So Taurus, this is affecting the part of your chart, especially if you're a rising Taurus, that has to do with how you communicate, verbally, non-verbally, written form, even short distance travel is brought up with this placement with this house, and also relationship to siblings. So there's, focus in those areas big time. If any of you work in the media or specifically you write, any kind of job that requires a lot of communication, it's being highlighted at this time. Now, we do have Mercury retrograde is starting on the 7th, and it doesn't go direct again until the end of the month. So this, could form a little bit more... this could create a little bit more confusion, I should say, in those areas, and asking you to backtrack. So we're going to see what shows up on the cards here, of course. Okay, I feel like we should cut the deck, I'm going to take 3 off the top here, and here we go. Wow. Okay, Taurus. Interesting stuff you have going on here. So in the first week here, you have the World and the Princess of Cups. Interesting energy. You have some sort of cycle, some sort of phase in your life that is wanting to end, that is wanting to complete, perhaps a project that is being completed at this time. Even a relationship that's being completed at this time. Some inner emotional psychic work that is being completed at this time. Perhaps you've been seeing a counselor, and now it's time to complete your time with that counselor. Something like that here is showing up real strong, and definitely right around the Cancer new moon happening around the 2nd. But it's interesting, you have that energy, and then you have the Princess of Cups, which is new, fresh. So you're kind of getting all in one in this first week, where something is being completed in a large way, on a grand scale, and then something else is beginning. Something a little bit softer, more internal within you, I'm getting, Taurus. Psychic messages are going to be really strong for you around this time. I am feeling really strongly for a lot of you that there is a young girl that is in the picture here that wants to speak to you, that wants to share some sort of information with you. A revelation I'm getting in the first week. Big revelation, actually. And I'm getting for a lot of you Tauruses that it's about how you feel about yourself. And you're being invited, even Taurus, to look at your feelings more as a kid. So with more of sort of an exploration sort of quality and curiosity to it. Yeah, about really embracing emotions, and even emotions specifically that you felt as a kid. Some things coming up from childhood here in the first week. Yeah, especially for all of you female Tauruses out there. This is ringing, that message is strong. Quite interesting. We might come back to the first week here and get a bit more clarity. But let's move on to the second week, Taurus. We have the 10 of Wands and 8 of Cups. Okay. Woo! So we do have Mars moving into the sign of Leo at the beginning of the month, and that might kind of be tiring you out right here. So you might be feeling just a little extra tired in the second week. Exhausted, a lot of work, or simply you just feel like you've taken on a lot energetically. There's a lot weighing on you, weighing on your mind, weighing on your heart. There's a feeling of being overwhelmed in the second week. And so, especially with the 8 of Cups here, it's about taking and setting aside time for yourself, walking away from, I'm hearing too, walking away specifically from a couple of opportunities. Trying to downsize, search your feelings at this time. What resonates better with you in the second week? The best way to do that is doing that by yourself. Going on a walk out in nature, or journaling, or getting in a reflective space, doing meditation, whatever it is that helps you tune in and feel out the situation and how you want to divvy things up in the second week here. Yeah. So you're definitely wanting to trim things down, I'm getting. So it's a good week to look at where you need to make some cuts and trim things down. Hone things in just a little bit more, Taurus. Because you don't want to burn yourself out. There's a little bit of that burnout energy. And if you do burn yourself out, just become aware of it and, give yourself some rest time. Give yourself a retreat. A retreat looks really positive in the second week here. So in the third week, you have, it's quite fascinating, the Ace of Wands and Ace of Cups. Wow. So starting something completely new here. There's an opportunity being given to you, or a gift that is coming to a lot of you Tauruses here in the third week. It's like you're getting inspiration and clarity, a rush of affirmation too, feeling overwhelmed almost, but in a positive sense, not like in the second week. Like you're feeling overwhelmed in the third week with like support and feeling assured. Yeah. I'm getting that there's some passionate connections being formed, you know, with someone within your community in the third week. Yeah. And it just, there's opportunities left and right being given in this third week. So be sure to take advantage of that, Taurus. Yeah, it's quite powerful. And it's a good time to begin something new. Something fresh. And in the way of like communicating, it's like once we approach that full moon energy around the 16th, these cards are also speaking of communicating something a little differently in the third week. Communicating something a little differently, re-inspired, is going to be beneficial, is going to be the solution here. So that's really neat. Bear that in mind. In the fourth week here, we have the Lord and the Eight of Pentacles. Wow, so someone is, right off the bat here, I'm seeing someone is overseeing your work and admiring it, giving you a lot more to do even. In the fourth week, you're going to feel a lot more energized, I feel like, and busy. And there could be some dealings with, I'm getting to, maybe a father figure showing up, having to work, for some of you Tauruses, this is having to work on a relationship to an older male figure, or your father. So that's showing up. But also with this, there's, when it comes to work, for those Tauruses that this rings of career and work, this is showing someone is taking notice of your work and is giving you structure here in the fourth week. It's giving you a plan, I'm hearing. And there's a lot to be done. There's a lot to be created. So it's going to keep you kind of busy here. There's a lot to work on in the fourth week. And it could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, who is specifically showing up and helping you out or commissioning you or whatever it is in the fourth week here too. So pay attention to that energy, Taurus. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get one more card with this pairing, just for a little bit more clarity, Taurus. Okay, I feel like it's actually this top one. Okay, 7 of Pentacles. So, yeah. 4th week is a good time to put in the effort. Harvest. Harvest and create and build. Yeah, especially when it comes to your business, your finances. And even some side project, Taurus, that you might have going on that you've been wanting to just see move up to the next stage. Now's the time in the 4th week. Really, it looks pretty positive. It's like you're taking a lot of the inspiration and motivation that just flows in from the 3rd week and you put it into action in the 4th. Fascinating. And you know what? Because I'm tempted, Taurus, I want to get one more card too for the 3rd week here with those aces showing up. Okay. Princess of Swords. Okay, so still very youthful, young, fresh, new energy here. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of focus in the 3rd week that is launching you into creation mode into the 4th week, where you get to doing, where you get to being busy. So many ideas, imagination and inspiration is just flowing. And it's like you got to get out of your system by creating here, Taurus. Yeah, put your vision into action. Last 2 weeks, that is big here. All right. Well, we're going to leave it at that, Taurus. If you do want to do a personal, more in-depth reading with me, then by all means, get in contact with me. Visit my Etsy shop, all that information, links, and everything below in the descriptions box. And of course, you can get this form of a reading now too, this psychic message in a bottle. Ah, love it. And then you get your pendant and crystal and everything. Also, don't forget about the free giveaway. You know, follow me here on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram for the updates and how to enter in to win for that free gift. So, Taurus, have a lovely month. Let me know in the comments below how this energy is mapping out for you and how it's showing up in your life. Love to know. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.